Hello, good morning, hello. I hope everybody's doing okay. It's already about 12:30, 12:43 it says, so I've got to get Mom and my lunch cooked. You know that chocolate cake we made yesterday? I took it out of the skillet, that's all that's left. Look, I swear I'm like Granny Pat. I went by every little bit and got another piece. I'm going to be big as the side of a barn. Oh well. I'll have to buy clothes in the more to love section, I guess. We're going to turn our skillet on. The same skillet we made our chocolate cake in. I'm going to put quite a bit of grease in that. Well, olive oil bacon grease. Get that hot. We're going to try something. If y'all remember, well, you probably don't. I had made that okra and squash and had made too much, so I put it and milled it and floured it and salted it and put it in the bag. We're going to try to recover that. I don't know if it'll work, but I don't like wasting things, as y'all know. I need a t-shirt with it saying, I don't like wasting things and wish y'all were here to eat with us. So we're going to get this hot, and then in the meantime, I think a cornbread would be good with that. But let me get my other bowl and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all know how much I like cornbread. So we'll get our bowl and we'll use our, turn that down just a little bit because I can't do two things at once. I'm going to get cornmeal and flour. So, here's our flour. And here's our cornmeal. So, let me put 1 cup. I'm going to do this kind of quickly. 1 cup of flour. 2 cups measured cornmeal. 2 cornmeal. 2 cornmeal, 1 flour. Restack my boxes. Oh, that's getting hot. Boy, y'all, it's been so hot, I can't hardly stand it. And it's gonna this is nothing compared to what it will be. So, let's get our baking powder. Let's get our baking powder. Let's do about 4 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. Now this is a little different cornbread than what I normally make. So know that. Just know that. Where's my salt? I'll use this. Let's do 1.5 teaspoons of salt. But I always put 2 teaspoons because I like it real salty. And then oh, that's getting hot. And then 2 eggs. I gotta get 2 eggs. Get 2 eggs here. Put 2 eggs. I got my 2 eggs. I told y'all I'm hurrying today. I've got to. Got to. Now, I got my 2 eggs and 1.5 cup of milk, but you remember the corn, the cream style corn that I made. I'm going to put it in here so I don't waste the cream style corn. So I'm going to add that instead of the milk. That'll make a softer cornbread, more moist cornbread. But you don't have to add the milk when you add like a can of corn. You can make this same thing with a can of corn, cream style corn. You have to put cream style. You can put regular, but I like cream style. Now let's see what the consistency. I've got to turn this grease down. Shoot. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Today I'm not doing too well, y'all. But I've still got to get our lunch cooked, you know. Just one of those everyday things. Now, probably what I'll do is y'all know my water technique. I just add hot water. Because I don't want to add a bunch of milk to that. Boy, that's grease. I don't know what to do. I'm going to pull it here to the side just a minute till I can get this figured out. So I want to put about 2 tablespoons of grease in here, and I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to measure it by eyeball. I'm going to eyeball it, y'all. Now, let me get some hot water. I'm going to do about a cup of water to that because that is, now just mix that real good. Yeah, if y'all like to, you can put your ham pieces like I've done into it with the cream style corn, and then when you don't have enough to serve to the family or yourself or whatever, then make your cornbread with it, because it sure makes some good cornbread. It's a little different. Okay, now let's get our old trusty. I can use the skillet, or yeah, I can use skillet. Let me get my skillet out of here. Now that's too much oil in that skillet. This here is just too much. Oil in there. But I want my skillet to have oil and hot, so I'm just going to use that hot oil that I already had. There's no sense in not. I'm going to set that right there on that burner. Set this over here on this burner. Heat that up just a hair. Get my messy mess kind of cleaned up here. Get my little bit of oil mess kind of cleaned up. Man, see, I let that sit so that cornmeal kind of fluffs up. Because see, that corn, that cream style corn had milk and salt and pepper, and cut off the cob corn with little pieces of that ham into it. And so it's going to make a good cornbread. Not like crackling cornbread, but it'll still have pork in it. Okay, that's probably ready. So let's turn that on down. Then we'll just dump our cornbread in there. Shake it, jiggle it. Now we'll put that in my oven. It says 425 for regular ovens for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm going to do it at 400 for about 20 minutes. So let's get that in the oven. We're going to bake it. Let's put it on 400. And let's do 20 minutes. So 400 for 20 minutes, y'all. Okay, here's our pan. I thought today would be a good day to clean out the icebox and the freezer, or stuff that I've cooked in the last week and put it in the freezer, or what I didn't, I put in the icebox. Let me get this back up, and then we'll put some more grease that we robbed from that, because we want that to get pretty hot there. You know, I always have my onions out just in case I'm going to need some onions, and I might do it. I don't know. I've sure been getting a lot of sweet, nice comments, and I read them to Mother, and she's very appreciative to all of you. We do appreciate you so much, and we're so glad you watch our channel, and ask your friends to subscribe so we can get over that 1,000 mark. Just, not that it's going to make a bit of difference. I mean, you can monetize after that, but you got to have a lot of followers, and we do as well as we can, and we enjoy the people we do have. I don't really worry about that too much. As long as I'm having to cook, there's no sense in not sharing it with y'all. If it helps you, and you say it does, it helps me by doing it. It gives me a peace of mind, as we say, that I'm enjoying cooking, and people are here to visit with me. Even though you're not physically here, I know that you will hear this, and I might say something, or I might read a comment that'll help me. So that's the one good thing. Now it looks like a lot of this cornmeal has come off of this. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. To be safe, to be really safe, we're going to do a bait, turn this down, then we're going to do a bait and switch, as I call it. I'm going to dump this in and put the lid on it. Let's see. Because you don't want to move it very much. If you do, you're going to knock all your stuff off of it. So, this way, it'll kind of steam fry. Never heard of that, but that's what I'm going to call it, steam fry. And we'll see how that does. So we'll know if I'm such a mess, y'all. The older I get, the messier I get. I've always been messy. Mama always said I could go in there and clean his bedroom up, and he'd come home from school, and I'd go back in there, and everything, every toy, everything would be pulled right back out, and I'd start again the next day. She took care of us, y'all, so good, and My daddy, she took care of us all. My daddy took care of us. He was a rancher, farmer rancher, and we were well taken care of. And that's something to be thankful for, because a lot of people don't have it that good. Like I always say, we didn't have everything we wanted, but we had everything we needed, and that's all that mattered. Okay, got this cleaned up now. Got the cornbread in the oven. Got this going. I'll let this steam and cook a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's check our little frying vegetables. Look, I found this little kind of a thin terry cloth. I don't think it's cotton. That's one thing I want, but that's why I didn't use it as a dish towel, because you put something with nylon in it on this stove, it'll stick to your burner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little machine and I'm going to sew around that and make the 2 or 3 that I have of these into pot lid holders. Look here. Let's gently turn that. Just gently. Try not to scrape it like I was doing, because you don't want to knock that off. You just mound it up kind of, if you can. Now we'll just put the lid back on. That's getting pretty close to done, y'all, and not a lot of that goodie has fell off, but more than I would like. But it's okay, because it could have been thrown in the trash, you know, if somebody else. I'm not going to throw it in the trash. I'm going to use it. There's too many starving people out there for me to sit and not use my food. There's been a million times that I make stuff, and y'all probably realize it too. Granny Pat thinks I'm the best cook in the world, I guess, but we all have bad days. And when I have a bad day, I have a bad cooking experience. It doesn't matter what I've learned or what I know. It just kind of goes out the window with my brain, because I'm not feeling well, or I'm having other things on my mind, a bad day. So it's just something that happens. So I'm going to let this just fry, and then we'll dip it out. I'm not going to check that, but I'm pretty sure I need to get that out of there. So I'm going to get my coffee filters on my platter. I didn't want to put this in a bowl, because I want to try to do it this way. And I'm just going to dip it. It's kind of stuck to the skillet, so you want to just dip it. And that'll get your goodie, as Brenda Gant calls it, that goodie on there. Plus it'll drain your vegetables. Let me move this lid, because I can't, with my arthritis nowadays, I can't hold that. I want to get that out of those little potatoes. You want them. Boy, that may, I wish y'all was here to eat with us, because that's too much. But I didn't realize it would make that much. I always scrape that while it's hot. And get that onion and stuff out of there. Well, you can. Before it cools. Darn, you get out of there, onion. Now, kind of spread it a little bit just so that all that grease. Okay. Now, let's get my hot pad. Let's get this grease off the stove. Now, the next thing is y'all remember the meat and the okra with tomatoes? Well, that's what I'm going to put. Just get enough hot, a little hot water so it don't stick to the pan. Just get that kind of up, and then it's real easy. Just get that out of your bowl. My father would not eat a leftover for nothing. Nothing in the world would he eat a leftover. Now, to see, this would be a good base, very good base for a beef stew, soup, vegetable soup, meat soup, any kind of soup. Couldn't be, well, it could be a vegetable with your meat. So I'm gonna use that. Just so I can get the icebox cleaned out. I'm gonna put some rice in with it. Remember that rice we had out of our rice cooker? Now, when there's just a few people to eat, which is just Mother and I, but a lot of you have written in that you're single or you don't have stuff like this. Rice dish is easy to make. It's easy. The okra and hamburger I put in the freezer just for a few days because I didn't know how long. But this will make a good alternative hamburger and tomato rice dish. We just want to heat that. Even though we got cornbread, we really didn't need the rice, but I'm not wasting it. I'm just not going to waste stuff. You may say, awful, that's awful. Well, maybe, but I'm going to tell you, it's not. It's very good. Look at that. That's very nice. It's heating up. Let's turn it down a little bit. Add maybe just a hair more water. Just steam that rice. I could have done this tomorrow, but I wanted to get the icebox taken care of and package things back. If I want to keep this for tomorrow for lunch, that's fine. It'll be done, and I won't have to worry about it on Saturday. Like I said, I just haven't been feeling real well. These look good. Let's say very good. This is good. Now, this is a lot of food for leftover, but you know, having to do these videos, it's just Mother and I to eat, and she only eats probably, oh, I don't know, maybe a cup of food a meal. Not very much. She just won't eat. I guess, but she never has. It's nothing new. She's always been a size 6. Okay, that's cooked down there. At least I got that with that rice and the okra and tomatoes with the hamburger put together. This could even be turned into a soup. I mean, it's too hot for soup the way I feel, so I'm not gonna One of my viewers said her mom always said, well, it's too hot for soup. She didn't understand because the food was hot anyway. I said, well, back then, a lot of people didn't have air conditioning. So they didn't want to heat the stove up to make the cornbread and all that. That's what they meant, it's too hot to get in that kitchen. They'd have a cold ham sandwich and potato salad or something like that instead of... Okay, now we're just going to set this here and wait for the cornbread, and then I'll be back. Okay, let's check our cornbread and see. The oven ding dong went off. I think so. I think it's done, you all. Let me pull this back and get this back. Okay, then we'll make our plate. Yeah, let me get a toothpick just to make sure. I always make sure. Anymore, because I used to, I could do it spot on. Yeah, I think so. But I want to make sure. Because with that cream corn, you have to be careful because it will act like it's done and then it won't be done. The only way I know to do that is go around it and maybe get it out. I can usually just put a knife. I think that's done. I really do. Let me try it. See, let it just sit there for a little bit. Okay, got the cornbread cooled enough to get it out. It's kind of crumbly. I'm trying to get Mother her piece here because she likes butter on hers. So I've got that done. Let me get that covered back up. And I didn't thaw out any of homemade butter, so I'm using Challenge butter today. You know that Challenge butter is just about the best butter that you can buy if you don't make your butter. I really like Challenge butter. Okay, let me get... I'm just going to set that there, rest that there, and I'm going to get her some okra and pull this up here. I'm going to get her some okra and potatoes and onion fried. I think that's what I'm going to give her. I could give her a little bit of the okra rice. She won't eat a lot of it, but the hamburger and okra rice, she will like. So that's what we're going to have is our cream style cornbread, our okra and potatoes and onion out of the freezer, the okra, tomatoes, and hamburger with rice. This is our clean out the icebox day, the cornbread with butter and all this. Now this is going to be a good meal on a Friday. That's what I try to do is clean out stuff so Saturday I don't have to worry about nothing. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I'll probably talk to you, but I wish y'all was here to eat with us. God bless you. God bless us. We appreciate everything. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.